Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to create a link server in SQL. So this is my profile. I have 13 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is how to create a link server in SQL. So let's jump to the demo. I got a SQL Server 2019 instance with me, on which I am going to create a link server to another SQL Server 2017 instance. So before going to create the link server, there is one thing that I just want to tell, that if there is a possibility of using some other method to access the data from another server, then you should use that. You can use SSIS, for example, to connect to another server, and you can, if you want to, for example, copy data or pull data, then you can use SSIS to fetch data from one server to another server. Because around 12 years ago, when I created my first SSIS package, so my work was to, for example, update the data from one server to another server. So I was not aware that I can do that using SSIS. So I created a link server and then created the update statement, and then I scheduled it using a SQL agent job. So I noticed that the SQL agent job used to fail couple of times in a week, and it was giving me timeout errors. So then I thought to use some other method, and I came across using the SSIS package to do that. So if you have the option to use SSIS, then you can use the SSIS. But sometimes if you don't have an option, then we can use the link server anyhow. So now let me show you where we can find the link server if there is already some link servers in our SQL server. So if you go to the server objects, and then there is an option linked server. So you can expand this one. So right now there is no link server here. And now let me connect to the SQL Server 2017 instance, and let me copy the name of the SQL Server instance from here, because I might be using it in next steps. So I can paste it here, and now let me connect to the SQL Server 2017 instance. So this is my 17 instance. I got 3 databases on this instance. There are 2 options to create the link server. The first option is that you can use the GUI. The second option is that you can use the SQL query. So first I am going to create the link server using the GUI, and then I will be using the SQL query to create the link server. So to create a link server, right click on the link servers, click on new link server, and now here you can give the SQL Server instance name. Okay, so I can copy the instance name from here. So I want to connect to the SQL Server 2017 instance, so I copied the name here, and under server type, if you are trying to connect to the SQL Server, then you can select this option SQL Server, and then you can go to the security. So here there are few options available. So if you have a SQL login on the target SQL, then that's the best option, and you can select this one, and then you can give the target SQL Server username. So my username is SA, and then I can give the password as well for the target SQL user, and then you can click OK. So this will connect a link server which can connect to the target SQL server using the SA credential. So if you expand the catalog, so you can see that 3 databases are available here, and if you want to query the objects on another database from here, from the SQL Server 2019 instance, then you can write a new query, and then you can write select star from, and then you need to give the link server name dot database name dot dbo dot emails. So this is going to fetch the data from this emails table. Now I can execute the query. So you can see that it selected 10,000 records from the target SQL Server 2017 instance. Okay, so this is one of the method to create the link server using the GUI. Now if you want to create the link server using the SQL query, so what you can do, you can just generate the SQL script from here, and I can also share this create link server statement with you so that you can use it in your environment. There is one thing while creating the link server from the SQL query, that this is the user SA, but password, this is not the actual password. They have given just a random password here. So if you execute, for example, this query, let me just delete this link server, yes, and then execute this query. So this will create a new link server using the SQL query. So I can just refresh this link server, and I can find this link server, but the password, this password is not correct. So you need to manually set the password for this particular link server. So you can just go to the security, and then you can set the password here, click OK. So you can also just right click and test the connection, so that test connection is succeeded, so that's fine. Now there is one more option to create the link server. So let me just delete this particular link server. So using this method, you can access the link server from any user which has the permissions on this particular server. Suppose if you want to create a link server for a specific local user, then how you can do that? Click on new link server, and then you can just give the name of the link server here, select the SQL user, and then under security you need to click on add, and then you can specify the local user for which you want to create the link server. So for example, I want to create the link server for this demo user, and then under remote user you need to give the name of the remote user. So for example, my remote user on the target server is SA, and then I need to give the password for that particular remote user, and then you can click on OK. So this has created a link server for the demo user only. Okay, so this is giving this error, but you can click yes. So now for example, from here if you will try to do a test connection, so the test connection will fail because this link server is only for the demo user. But right now I'm connected with the HP user, so that's why this is giving me the errors. But for example, if I connect from the demo user, then I should be able to access this particular link server. So I can just connect with the demo user now. So okay, now I got connected with the demo user, so I can go to the server objects, link servers, and if I do the test connection now, so the test connection should be succeeded. So you can see that the test connection to the link server succeeded, and I can access the objects from the databases. So this is good, and you can also generate the create link server script from here as well. So if you right click and just do this one, so this particular script has been generated, and the local login you can see is the demo for which the link server is created, and then the remote user is SA, and this is the password. So if you are going to create the link server using this query as well, then you need to change the password later. Okay, so I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.